All right. Okay, so those of you over here, thank you for joining me. All right, so we have a bit of an issue going on. So lately, console prices have been jumping up. So just to give you one example, PlayStation just increased their prices recently. Nintendo has, everyone has. So it did show how much they had earlier. Maybe it was ChatGPT telling me. But anyway, so prices have increased recently for PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. So it's getting ridiculous to buy a console nowadays. And that's ridiculous. Okay? But you know what? I got some ideas. So what we can do is a little something different. Now, surprisingly enough, PCs didn't jump that much in price. In fact, there's a lot of sales going on right now. If anything, this is the best time to get back into PC gaming. Now, for those of you who are very young out there, probably, you ask your parents for stuff like that. You're probably going to ask for a PS5. You're not going to get one. I'm sorry. You're probably not going to get a Switch 2 or an Xbox anytime soon. The prices are like really high up. The lowest one was the Switch Lite, but even that's still like $230. And it was 200 6 years ago. So it's like, all right. So other things are a little ridiculous. So let's go ahead and solve the problem with something new. So these mini PCs here, I've got several of these actually. I got 2 of them here I'm going to use today. So this one is an Intel N100. Okay, this is the last gen version of it. The new one is the N150. And right now you can get one for about 152 bucks. Hey, Ghost, what's up? Yeah, I'm an affiliate. And I'm all good to go, so. But thank you for watching the ads. I appreciate it. I tried to make it short. I don't try to make them long, so that way you don't have to sit there for too long. All right, so like I said earlier, this is the Intel N100. The new one's the N150. That goes for, on the low end, of $50, 150 bucks. Not too bad. This is the last gen version. So we're going to hook this up, and we're going to see what you could do with it. This is a 4-core, 4-thread little CPU. And we're going to see what you can do for 150 bucks. Roughly that. Plug this in. And I'm also going to be using the Walmart keyboard. This is the Surf one. It's about 10 bucks. And I'm going to use the Walmart wireless mouse. This is also about 10 bucks. So $20 setup, no big deal. I was going to buy the headphones too the other day for 12, but you can get those too if you want. But you get the Logitech one for a little bit cheaper, I think. Let's turn this on. All right, so now believe it or not, this little box here is actually my arcade box. And you're going to see that when it loads up. This is MAME on the screen. Watch. MAME is going to load up in a minute. I got to wait for that to go through. But I did install Steam on here and some games I know will run on this. No problem. So I might have to tweak a little bit, but I can get them all running. Also, no one wants AAA games anymore. I mean, no one does. They're not selling anymore. Everyone's going free to play nowadays, or they're buying indie games. Because you know what? Hey, save your money. Yeah, give it a minute. Windows updated on this thing recently, so it's a little slow for the startup. Here we go. Yeah, see, it's MAME. This is a little aim box I have for a couple arcade sticks. All right, so. All right, so these are all the games I got installed on here. All right, we're not going to play all of them. We're going to play a number of them just to show what you can do for less money. So let's go. Let's start with some F-Zero. Aero GPX. This is an indie game. It's not finished yet. They're still working on it, but it's actually pretty good for what you pay for it. Use the low-end renderer on this thing. Also, if you're going to run anything on here, drop the resolution to 720p. You'll run a lot better. It says 4K on the box, but I recommend you drop it to 720 because it'll just run better. Here we go. I still got to play this game more. I keep forgetting to pick it up. Do a quick race on this one. This is also an indie game that's still in the works. There you go. Well, like a secret level? Oh, I did. Oh, they put space area in here. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, we're done for now for this game. Alright, so there's that. Mudrunner should run. Let's try that. I'm about to downgrade the graphics quite a bit, but hey, it'll work. Because it runs perfect on a Steam Deck, so hey. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm doing this because right now, because console prices are through the roof, and I think that's bullshit. I really do think it is. Even though I don't support consoles at all, except for the Switch 2 right now, which is not a whole lot of games for at the moment that supply the hardware. Hopefully they get some out. I know they push some back till November. But the Switch 1 went up in price, and that's where I was like, okay, no, that's no. Even I'm not happy with that. Now the intro is always glitchy in this, even on high-end hardware, so it's like this on a Titan rig also. So don't worry about this one. It's running a little slow. Let's see if we drop the resolution a little bit. Oh, that's supposed. There you go. That runs okay. The OLED roughly stayed the same, but all the other ones went up. Mud Runner runs good. Yeah, it glitches up a little bit, but hey. This is the most triple A-ish game you can get running on here. I'm not even kidding. No, I do think the OLED actually did go up in price a little bit. I think it did. Everything went up. PC's the only thing that stays the same. PC's the only thing that's staying the same right now. In fact, if anything, they're giving discounts right now on PC hardware. That works okay. Tweak it a little bit more, you might get a little more out of it. Maybe drop the resolution a little bit. Let's try something else. Pac-Man always works. Oh, I know. Like, I don't support console gaming all that much, but even I call bullshit on that. Even I do. Everybody likes Pac-Man. You gotta love Pac-Man, even if it's just this one. What's my ranking at now? Oh, way up there. That's good. Well, Pac-Man goes a long way. Let's try something else. Let's try Parking Garage Rally Circuit. This should run on anything.
Parking Garage Rally Circuit. Ready, set, go!
Oops. Yeah, we should be alright. Yeah, I did well for that. So that works. That's in good shape. Let's try some other stuff out. Let's try Refunct. This should run. This runs on almost anything. I'm focusing on mostly family-friendly games because I know kids are the ones who are like really suffering right now. They need to get some good stuff. Trolls. Oh, I forgot to ask, Ghost. How's your laptop running now? Yeah, these are small games, but you know what? You gotta think outside the box sometimes. This game looks pretty good for a small PC, but so there's that. It's refunked. By the way, I'm playing with the 8-bit Do Ultimate C. You can't get this anymore, but they do have an updated version. It's for like, they have one. It's like, I think, wired for like, I think $15 right now on Steam. So you can play for that. Let's try something else. RoboQuest, this should run. Downgrade the visuals like crazy, but it should run. This is a rogue shooter and a pretty good one. Oh god, never mind. That's not gonna run. Can I lower the resolution? Oh shit. That's not gonna run. Alright. I thought it would because it runs pretty good and everything else I threw at it, but I guess not. Okay, so that one's not gonna run. You can let that one go. If you're looking forward to GTA 6, here's Shakedown Hawaii. This runs on anything. Let's face it, you want to play a GTA game anyway. Those are popular. There's no blood here either, so it's basically kid friendly. So, I mean, like, if you want to wait for GTA 6 a little bit, you can play this to kill time. That was the free run, I just wanted to show that off a little bit. Yeah, you got that? Great game, by the way. I still haven't beaten it yet. I got to play it some more. So we got that. How about Skyrogue? This is a jet game. This is another Rogue game, by the way, which means it's a different layout every single time. Oh, never mind. What happens when you die? That's okay. Works good though. Great game. I just started at a really high level, but you play through it. It saves you progress. It gets really hard later on, but it's still a great game. And let's talk about the one game that will run on almost anything. Sonic Mania. You can run this on like the oldest PC in your arsenal. It'll run. Full screen. I don't know about you, but I call this fun. That worked out around anything, so you get that one a shot. So there's no Mario on Steam, obviously, but this game came out last year called Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom. This is basically Banjo-Kazooie mixed with Crazy Taxi. I'm picking all the controller games right now. Then I'll switch to mouse and keyboard for some of this stuff. You haven't tried this yet? This game is fun. A little hard, but fun. Start a new game. Let me drop the first. a PC game, you can just downgrade graphics so it'll run better.
Get ready. Go!
Well, hidden tricks in the game, but it does tell you about that a little bit. I get a new hat. Try another level. I'll show you the crazy taxi part a little bit. We unlocked the crazy taxi game. It does have one. Oh, never mind. No, we don't want that. It's further up. Anyway.
Get ready.
lot of fun.
Time extended.
Yeah, you know. Make it a little more, you get 60 frames per second out of it. No problem. So we got that. Let's try maybe one or two more games real quick. Let's try. You know what, Turok? Turok are running almost anything. Yes, this is the remastered version on Steam. It's still $20. I think the prices have gone up. It is what it is. Oops. Thank you. If you haven't played Turok, you're missing out. It's still a damn good shooter. If blood bothers you, you can go to gameplay. You can make it no blood. You don't have to worry about it. Just in case that bothers you. enough. Turok, still a great game. Still to this day. Let's show one more controller real quick. I don't want to do anything too long. This should run. Lost the setup real quick. Let me see if I can change anything. Guess it should work. Okay. This should run. Oh, never mind. That was Tomb Raider 3. Oh, I downloaded the wrong one. Oh, no wonder. I meant to download, hang on a second. I meant to download this. Oh, it's 5. Yeah, you know what? Screw that. Maybe next time I'll download it. But basically, that's what goes on right now. Victory Heat Rally. It's another really good one. Maybe we'll play that some other time. All right, so now I'm going to play just a few other games to show off the power of this thing. So Doom and Quake work fine. You don't have to worry about those. That is pretty good. Let me try Super Hot. This should run. I mean, so far we've got a good game lineup. I think it's working pretty good. Yep, we're good. Super Hot's a really good game, but I got to play it some more. I got to practice it. This is basically a John Wick simulator. It gets hard. You gotta fast on some stuff, and then you gotta do this. Yeah, it's running good though. Graphics a little bit, maybe. Let's do that right now. Turn it down a little bit. fast. There we go. Well, you can see it works. I just suck at it. No, super hot. That works good. The other thing to mention also is the Half-Life games. Both of these run fine. Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 will run on almost anything. This is the updated version too, where it runs on the Steam Deck. If it runs on that, it'll run on anything.
Run. There's nothing else you can do here.
Biosignal for protection team unit up to...
That seems a little sensitive for me, but it does work. Can't go wrong with Half-Life 2. Half-Life 1 works great.
Attention protection team.
That seems a little high for me. Let me go to mouse. Is it raw input? No, it is not raw input. That's really sensitive. 2.0, let's try that.
Activation in progress. Isolate. Fire. Unidentified
Let's control. I forgot I got to change that. Yeah, we see enough. Half-Life 2, that'll run great, and it's got all the episodes in it, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, so we tried a bunch of games like that. Let's try the one game you want to know if this thing runs. Minecraft. And we're going to play the Java edition. Bedrock should run, but most people like Java, so we're going to do that. Come on, load up. Yeah, it runs pretty good. Oh, you know what? I think I know what's messing up the mouse. Settings. I think it activated. Oh, it's off. Just go to settings. Yep. See, it runs pretty good. Yeah, tweak the graphics a little bit. Yeah, we're getting 60 frames per second. Yeah, 60 is what I aim for whenever I do this stuff. So yes, you can now play Minecraft with your friends. You gotta tweak it a little bit. Gotta turn distance down a little bit. Resolution's fine. Max frame rate, had to drop that. But for the most part, everything is on. The shadows on. Now, if it runs a little slow, do optimize world. What I'm doing. When you optimize it, it'll actually run a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. So you can play Minecraft on here all you want. It's a very small download, so you don't have to worry about that. And also you get the free updates as long as you buy the game. Playing your friends. Yeah. If your friends got realms on there, they own their own servers, hey, you can play with them and have all the fun you want. Yes, they will work. All right, so we covered some really cool indie games. We made sure Minecraft worked. We're in good shape. So, again, Now, the newer version of this, so M100 is probably not in the working anymore. They got some that are probably still going. This was 170, 150 for this one. This is the one. This is the F-150. Look how small that is. 150 bucks, 12 gigs of RAM. That's plenty. I got 16. You could downgrade to this for 139. 12 gigs of RAM should be okay. You can probably get away with that. I'm running 16 right now. 12 should be okay. You can probably get a lot away with that. 8 is perfect for this CPU. So there, 139 bucks, 12 gigs of RAM, faster processor, you're good to go. 256 gigabyte M.2 drive, you can't beat a price like that. But can it run Fortnite? No. But this one can. We'll hook this up in a minute. This has an AMD 5800H in it, which has Vega 8 graphics. Not the most powerful thing, but if you know what unoptimized Fortnite is, this runs it. So we're going to flip to this, and I'll show you the price of that in a minute. Let's go and shut this off. Cool thing is both these run the exact same power supply, so you can just plug into this and get going automatically. Okay. Yeah, for a little PC, 140 bucks. That's way cheaper than that stuff, and it plays all your favorite games too. Yeah, we'll play the AAA stuff, but who cares? No one plays that stuff anymore anyway. Like, literally no one cares about that stuff. I'm not even kidding. And again, we use the Walmart setup. All right. Let's get this started. This was going to be perfect for something else later, but I wanted to show this off before I started doing that. This is another project. So this runs on Windows 11 as well. This one's got an AMD processor in there. Now, I did turn on quite a bit of stuff. So if you go to display here, I turn super resolution and GPU scaling. That's going to help increase performance a little bit. Graphics are on performance. Do not turn this on or this on. Just leave this. So anti-lag is just fine. I put VSync on for the computer just to make it a little bit easier. If you're going to run without a G-Sync monitor or FreeSync monitor, but you need you need a display port to run that. I don't recommend that. Well, you can run it if you have the monitor for it, but some monitors don't even support that nowadays. But if you want to have less lag in your games, which I don't see lag, but that's up to you. Turn the VSync on for the GPU. That fixes that problem automatically. So that's all turned on. And let's load up Fortnite. Now this, you got to run it in its lowest settings, which they've updated it again. It's the low poly mode's no longer in there. Now it's called legacy mode for some reason. And if you know anything about Unreal Engine 5, it is the most unoptimized engine I've ever seen in my life. And Fortnite, for some reason, gets less and less optimized as it goes along. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully Tim Sweeney can figure that out. I know they got deadlines to make, but hey, it's better if the game runs properly. So this processor is a 1500H. It's got 8 cores, 16 threads, but it's got Vega 8 graphics. The GPU will hold it back a little bit. Let's see, it loads up okay. We're going to do bot reel in just a second. I'll show you what we got set up here. So we're on legacy performance, 60 per second VSync off because we already got turned on the GPU. You can turn this down if you want. Everything is turned way down. We're going to leave. I'll turn FPS off. Make it a little easier. So we're in its lowest settings, 60 frames per second. We're going to do bot royale because this is good for testing. You still got to get into a match and connect to a server so you can see the connectivity of it. When you play against other players, especially right now, someone can lag switch it and you can look like shit. So we're going to do this. This is also a good mode to practice in. All right, bot royale. Here we go. Now it's going to lag a little bit when you jump into a match, but it's like that with every console and every PC out there. You can have a Titan rig and this thing will still lag when people are connecting to the game because they're connecting still. See, we're running pretty good. Now, if this looks a little off, this is what your favorite streamers play with. Nick A30, Ninja, Courage, Cypher, they all play with this graphics setting. Why? Because they want insane frame rate. So, you're playing with the same settings they're playing on. I don't know squat about building, so we're all doing this mode just for testing purposes, so you can see how good this runs. Oh, don't tell me I lost connection. Son of a bitch. That's a connection issue. That is definitely a connection issue. Can't even go back to the desktop. Wow, we'll lock the whole thing up. Jesus. Damn. That's what I mean by it's unoptimized up the ass. I guarantee you I lost connection. I guarantee it. That's probably why it crashes. That's the problem with Fortnite. Like, if it crashes, like, it just crashes the game sometimes. It crashes the whole desktop. But it's running. So I'm definitely on that. We could turn this off. We don't need Bluetooth on. Dismiss that, 'cause we're not going on the internet. All right, let's try one more time. Let's just see if we can do another match, just to show it still works. That's what I mean. Like, this is still very unoptimized. I don't know why Epic can't get this game out, but it runs. Just whether it can be a connection or not, or whether it tries to crash. Oh man. But yeah, it runs Fortnite. Mods may vary a little bit on lowest settings, but hey, it works. Just make sure you like wire connection to this thing. The Wi-Fi on it's good, don't get me wrong, but sometimes, especially with the way things are nowadays, it might lose connection. I don't know why it does that, but it crashes the game when it does that, which no other game does that. Every other game just, Let's give it one more shot. We're doing Bot Royale for testing purposes. Oh, man. This will be the last match of that. We'll end the stream, and I'll show you how much this costs. There's an updated version of this CPU, by the way, called the 5825U, I think it's called. And that one's got Vega 8 graphics as well. Probably runs a little bit better. The GPU scaling and everything, it's actually like rendering the game a little bit faster so you can get a smoother frame rate. The anti-lag is on too, so you should have no lag playing this. That's why I say turn the VSync on the GPU and not in the game, because that way the GPU will compensate. Alright. More round. Inside the chop. go. Fortnite 60 FPS, low settings. Running on a PC that costs, well, let's look it up. No, we're not going there. Go here. So if we go here, let's type in PC. So they don't really have them in stock anymore. They got this instead. This is, of course, 12th. I just want to try that. But here we go. This is on sale for $278. 50 gigs of RAM, Ryzen 7, 500 gigabyte hard drive. So it's roughly double the price of the other one. But that's not bad. And this will run all the same stuff the other one does, except more. So yeah, I mean, see, this is why PC gaming is as good as it is. You don't have to spend $2,000 on a system anymore. Like, and it's getting better than this. If you want to spend $500, this one has no RAM or SSD, but you get that for $309. I think this is RDNA 2. RDNA 2. Okay, so you know what? For the same price, RDNA 2. This has how much RAM? Well, I don't think it comes with any RAM or anything, and you had to put that in there afterwards. But that's still not a bad deal. If you want to go, which one's this one? This one is RDNA 2. RDNA 2, $369. That's a pretty good deal for RDNA 2. Which one's this? That one's a 1 terabyte drive, 32. Let's see stuff. So RDNA 2, you can get for $369. This is almost like $90 more than the other one, and you get better graphics. You can probably run Fortnite, probably on low to medium settings. A PC that literally can fit in the palm of your hand. So, I mean, you got options. Oh, man. I mean, for something that fits in your hand, $280. It's Vega A graphics, but you know what? It runs the same settings that your favorite streamers run on. It just won't get the frame rate as high as they do. But it's 60. It was rock solid when I played it. Yeah, it crashed because the connection probably crashed, and the engine's it's poorly optimized. Even crashes on your favorite streamers, but it works. So, like, consoles, I mean, I'm sorry, these are the console killers now. And I even played it with the Walmart setup, you know, this Walmart keyboard and Walmart mouse, which, by the way, I'm going to do that hopefully again later today. I'll play Fortnite on the big rig and have a little fun with these to show you, yeah, you could do just fine with this stuff. It's really not that hard. So, hopefully this helps. You know, so instead of asking for a PS5 this Christmas or your birthday, ask for one of these. Like, yeah, this one won't play Fortnite, but, it'll play quite a bit. It played Minecraft. A few adjustments, boom, we're at 60 frames per second, no problem. They ran a bunch of other fun indie games. So you got something to work with. It'll probably run Among Us perfectly, so you don't have to worry about that. Even some of your other favorite games. So, that's that. All right, well, anyway, I'll be back hopefully later today. We'll do some Fortnite. We'll do the big rig. I just need to take a break for a little bit. I got to get something to eat. But with that being said, thanks for joining me. Hope you had fun, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care.